What's happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So the Arsenal soap opera continues, and this is in regards to Usmanov and Stan Kroenke, who's obviously the majority shareholder at the club. So as you may all remember, from last summer at some point, Usmanov had actually put forward a bid to actually try and purchase the majority shares from Stan Kroenke at Arsenal for a fee that was reportedly around about £1.3 billion. Of course, the club is or was valued at that point at £2 billion. So of course, Stan Kroenke naturally refused or rejected that particular offer. So that saga has continued, and in October last year, Kroenke obviously offered Usmanov roughly about £525 million for his 30% stake in the club. And of course, again, naturally, Usmanov rejected that. And at the time, the statement that he did put out stated that his investment in Arsenal was, of course, a long-term plan, and he ended up purchasing the remaining or the other 15% of his 30% stake from his close friend Moshiri, which that was a bit questionable. There was a documentary that came out at some point again last year stating that the way these deals were conducted, of course, we know Moshiri is now at Everton, and the way these deals were conducted was a bit dodgy, but let's put that aside for now. Of course, as mentioned, that Usmanov rejected that particular bid of just over £500 million. Of course, this is extremely a lot of money. In any situation, someone would certainly sell, but the tug of war has definitely continued since then. Usmanov, being the stubborn man that he is, he's continuously reiterated the fact that he still wants to be the majority stakeholder at Arsenal, basically wanting to take over the whole club, and his efforts have been extremely unfruitful so far. But a report has emerged today suggesting that he may end up selling his share of that particular 30% that he holds in the club. The reasoning behind it hasn't been revealed as yet, but it's an interesting development, of course, in regards to this particular saga. And in my own thinking, or based on what I believe could happen, really is this could go two ways. One, Usmanov can essentially sell his shares to someone who's really wealthy, a consortium or an individual, if you want to call it that, who's extremely wealthy and someone powerful enough who will be able to buy out Stan Kroenke, and he won't be able to resist if the right offer was to come in. Of course, as mentioned, the club was valued at £2 billion, and that is extremely a lot of money. Not all of it will be going to Stan Kroenke, of course. However, whatever percentage that he holds in the club, that will be divided by that, and he will receive that particular share. Or the person that he sells to will then naturally get dissolved by Stan Kroenke, which means his stake in the club will certainly increase, and he will have more control of the affairs within the club. As it stands, he's not a popular figure amongst the fans, including myself. Not a huge fan of him. I'm not a huge fan of how he conducts business. This is with Arsenal and other teams that he owns, franchises, if you want to call them that, in the US. And he's a poor businessman, in my opinion. He's not a public figure. He rarely comes out to speak out for himself or to address the concerns of the fans as well as the media. So he's an extremely unlikable character, and a lot of people do not like him. So as I said, this could play out in two ways. Which way would I want it to go? Of course, that would be the first option, which is an extremely wealthy individual consortium will come in and they'll just buy him out completely outright, and we'll see the last of him. So one name that's been floating around in the media suggesting that this person may come in and buy Usmanov his share will be Africa's richest man, and that will be Dangote. And Dangote has actually come out publicly that he wants to purchase Arsenal. Of course, he's a billionaire. Does he have the funds behind him to actually purchase the whole club or get the majority stake of Stan Kroenke? I don't know. However, getting his 30% stake will be a good start. Hopefully he can get a good team behind him, raise enough capital, if you want, to actually go ahead and actually buy the rest of the shares. But the likelihood of this happening is very slim, in my opinion. However, if he was to come in as a 30% stakeholder, what influence would he have? Of course, as it stands, Usmanov has very little influence in terms of the club affairs. Essentially, the last decision will go to the majority shareholder, which is Stan Kroenke in this situation. So it's a very terrible situation we find ourselves in. Hopefully it's not going to develop into a negative situation. Of course, at the moment, the energy is absolutely amazing within the club. Everyone is on an absolute high, and we are all looking forward to the season coming ahead. Hopefully this won't derail or actually put us off track in terms of the good energy that's buzzing about the club. So as usual, guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.